you've wasted money on AI before, here's the thing. The companies that are getting the best results from AI are not the ones with the most AI projects. They're the ones with the fewest. While everyone else is trying to AI transform their entire business, smart companies are using 80-20 rule to identify the single process that causes 80% of their operational bottlenecks and solving that one process first. They're seeing 10x of return of investment because they're going deep and not wide. Now, if you've watched my previous video on 3-layer AI framework, I'll link it up here and in the description below so you can watch it later. You know the strategic approach to AI implementation. So today I'm going to show you how you find your 20%, that specific bottleneck where AI can create huge value for you, and implement a solution that starts paying for itself within weeks. Hi, my name is Rok. I've spent 5 years in Adyen, one of the world's leading fintechs, building AI and open source systems used by millions of shoppers and businesses worldwide. I led breakthrough AI initiatives, which, amongst others, saved 20k developer hours annually. I help companies implement production-ready AI systems that deliver measurable business results without the typical several-month implementation timelines. Now, if you're a founder or a business decision maker who wants to cut through the hype and get real results fast, this is your roadmap. Now that you understand the strategic approach from the 3-layer AI implementation framework video, let me show you how to use the 80-20 rule to make it laser focused. Let me walk you through the prioritization method that turns the 3-layer AI framework into immediate wins. So step 1 is your focus point. Where to start? Finding your 20%. Most companies that I worked with started with, what can we use AI for? Wrong. That's the wrong question, and that's what kills your project in the long run. I see that all the time with businesses. They spend months building AI projects that don't really deliver high impact, while their biggest operational pains continue bleeding money and time from them on a daily level. So the right question is, where are we losing time, money, and opportunities every single day? So this is where the 80-20 rule becomes your competitive advantage. Instead of trying to transform everything, you're going to identify the single process that's causing 80% of your operational pains. For that, you're going to ask yourself, question 1, the volume question. What task does your team spend on 4+ hours weekly that involves the same repetitive steps each time? The second one is the expertise question. What decisions require our most expensive people to drop everything and manually review and approve? And the third one is the bottleneck question. So what single process, if it would be moved 50% faster, would unlock the most revenue or cost savings? So here's a real example. A small legal business was spending 35 hours per month just manually extracting information from the client documents in filling out internal templates. That's over 8 hours a week. A full workday spent only on manually transcribing letters. We built and integrated an AI system that reads the documents and fills out the templates automatically, from 35 hours a month to around 30 minutes a month. So that's more than 4 full days of billable work back every month. That's over 60,000 in recovered revenue annually, just with that small, simple automation. But the key here is that we didn't start with the full system. And in step 2, I'm going to show you how we tested this approach before committing to the complete solution. So step 2 is test small and win fast. Once you identified your 20%, don't build the full solution just yet. Test your core assumption first. So here's what I do. I take 1 week of real data from your highest impact process. I build the simplest possible AI solution that addresses the core problem. I run it parallels to your existing manual processes, and then we measure the difference. So in our example with the legal company, we didn't build the full documentation processing pipeline just yet. We started with only 5 documents and 5 template fields. And that's it. Once we proved that works, we expanded to more documents, more template fields, until we came to the level where we were testing all the documents and all the different template fields. But we just started with 5 documents and 5 template fields. What this helped us with, if this approach wouldn't work, we could have quickly pivoted to something different without risking losing a lot of time or money on developing this. It saved us from building a complex system that might not work, and it gave us a proof of concept in a matter of days. So this leads us to step number 3. How to scale this systematically without breaking what's already working. So step 3, the AI hierarchy. So now that you've identified your 20%, now that you've tested that it works, here is where the 3-layer framework and the 80-20 rule go together perfectly. The 3-layer framework gave you the systematic approach: business prioritization, infrastructure, and execution. The 80-20 rule, on the other hand, helped you find the right starting point. Most companies mess up because they try to build the Tesla of AI solutions, but what they should be doing is trying to start with the bicycle. From what I've seen, tried, and learned in projects from startups to enterprises, so this is the hierarchy that actually works. We're going to divide the use cases for AI in some sort of a pyramid, where the lowest point is where you should start and you're building to the top. Tier 1. So let's jump straight into it. So tier 1 is document processing, like our legal company example, automated reports that used to take hours or weeks to complete, smart email sorting and routing. So all those things that are quite straightforward and simple and can really bring you valuable time while enabling you to build the foundation in your business for AI. These aren't the sexiest examples, but they pay for themselves in a matter of weeks. In tier 2, we're building on top of the success you founded with tier 1. We have AI search that actually works and finds what you need for your particular business. We have workflows that route themselves. We have data insights that spot patterns of human misses. And this is where we expand on what's already working. In tier 3, we're gonna go big. We have AI agents that work seamlessly across multiple platforms and systems that you're using internally, making decisions by themselves. We have full automations with minimal babysitting. We have systems that get smarter over time, etc., etc. So the thing is that 90% of the companies start with tier 3. They go big, so inevitably they go home. Because they're starting with tier 3, they're burning through cash. They have nothing to show for it. Smart companies, from what I've seen, is they don't go big. They start small. They start with boring, they prove it works, and they compound the wins on top of that. This is how real scaling works. Remember our legal example? So we started with tier 1, simple document extraction. Once that worked, and we did a few other use cases, we moved on to tier 2. Intelligent routing, automated reporting. Only then we started talking about tier 3. So that's a complete case management transformation. So the result here is that each tier built on previous successes, and they never risked a massive failed implementation. So here's what most businesses miss, which is don't jump to tier 2 after one successful tier 1 implementation. Find 2 to 3 quick wins first before you move on. You have invoice processing, you have email routing, you have appointment scheduling. So stack those victories before you move up. Why? Because multiple tier 1 wins give you the following: more budget and credibility for bigger projects, better understanding of what works and what doesn't for your organization, and proof that that wasn't just a one-time fluke. So that's how you turn the 3-layer AI framework and the 80-20 rule into a money-making machine. Look, every business leader I talk to wants a magic bullet when it comes to AI. The one AI solution that will transform everything overnight. But that's exactly how most of those projects then also fail. The 80-20 rule isn't about finding the perfect technology. That comes later. It's about having the discipline to start small, learn, and build systematically. Just 20% of your processes are bleeding 80% of your time and money right now, while your competitors are burning cash on fancy AI solutions that never ship. You could be saving $60,000 a year only by automating the document processing, while they're building AI agents that nobody uses, you could be getting 4 full days back every month with a simple automation. So the choice is yours. Either you're the company that talks about AI transformation or the one that actually profits from it. If you want help finding your 20%, which is specific areas in your business where AI could generate the biggest impact, I'm offering free AI process audits for the first 10 people booking that call. It's the same framework I use with clients who pay 5 to 6 figures for AI implementations. Click the link in the description. Let's find that 60K opportunity. If this opened your eyes in how AI implementation actually works, not the hype, but the reality, hit that like button and subscribe. Every week, I'm breaking down real AI implementations that actually work in real business environments. No consultants, no theory, just results. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.